my saying, the acronym is who has my money.
Right.
Now we sell money, so everybody want money. People be like, yeah, if you want people to like you, go sell ice cream. I say, nah, go start a funding company.
Almost definitely.
Everybody like the person who get them money.
But it's very important that people understand like these credit cards and its interest rates.
Fact. Prioritize 0% interest. The reason why is because you're only gonna have to pay 1% minimum a month. So on, let's say $20,000, you only got to pay $200 every month.
Have no fear, Mr. Organic is here, and this is Organically Speaking. Now listen up, we only have one-to-one individuals in the building, and today we definitely have that. We got a guru of greatness, right? We talking about business funding, we talking about personal credit, we talking about all the things that make you wealthy. Not just rich, we talking about wealthy components here. We got Darius in the building. Talk to him, champ.
My God, man, good pleasure. Appreciate you having me, bro.
Yeah.
I'm excited, man.
As you should be.
Long time coming, man. But yeah, like he said, man, my name is Darius Benders. I help entrepreneurs start, grow, and scale their businesses by means of leveraging credit. So, I tell people, if you live in America and you're not leveraging credit, then you're doing something wrong, because it's the cheat code, right? I tell people, all big businesses you see out here, I'm talking about from Louis Vuittons, the Wells Fargos, even Elon Musk, they're leveraging credit, right? So if they got money and they're still leveraging credit, then why would we? Right? So I tell people 2.5 years ago, I was dead broke living in my mom's crib. Last year, we ran up 7 figures, and now what we've been able to do is help 60 people now make more money by leveraging credit online.
Oh, that's historical.
Yes, sir.
See, that's the thing that we missed in our communities. We knew how to get the money, but we knew how to leverage our credit, right? Or even do the right things with the money.
Facts.
So now people like you is opening up those doors that's much needed.
Exactly.
We knew how to touch some money for a long time.
What are you gonna do with it?
Well, no, do with it. How can I get the crib? I got to finagle some shit. Now we in trouble when you didn't have to get in trouble.
Exactly.
All you got to do is leverage your credit. So what's the most important component that gives you that first initial bag with your credit?
That's a great question. So what I tell people is everything about that foundation, bro. And the foundation is your personal credit report, right? So most people think, oh, if you got a 700, we could go get some money. But it's much more depth than just the credit score, right? So what I mean by that is they're looking at strength and age, right? So for example, if I say, yo, Mr. Organic, let me hold 20,000.
Right.
But you found out I've never borrowed money, I've never paid nobody back. You probably not gonna give me no break.
Oh, I can't do that, brother.
You can't, because I don't got no track record,
Yeah,
right?
you ain't got no integrity with me, man.
Exactly. So the same way the banks work. So I tell you, you want to go build up your profile. Some ways you could do that is you want to build with primary accounts, right? Primary accounts means anything that's reporting in your name. So for example, if somebody got student loans, mortgage, if you got credit cards, lines of credit, auto loans, all these things are considered primary accounts.
Right.
Now I know a lot of people say, well, Darius, I'm new to credit. I don't got that yet. Okay, what you could do is you can start with something called credit builder accounts, right? So some credit builder accounts that people could go check out to add right now, and these will report all within 30 days. You got Self, you got Kickoff, you got Rent Reporter for people who are paying rent. Most people don't know that you should be getting credit built every month.
Yeah, that's very important. That's a new thing I heard about.
Absolutely. And they're gonna allow you to backdate. So if someone needs more age because they knew, when you start with Rent Reporters, they're gonna ask you, what was your moving date? Based on what you put for your moving date, that's where they're gonna start you off with. So if you've been living somewhere 2 years paying rent, now you got a 2-year account.
Nice.
Now you look more trustworthy and lendworthy when it comes to the banks. And what I tell people is you wanna start with credit unions, right? And the reason you wanna start with credit unions is because they're a lot more easy in terms of how much they're giving, and they're a lot easier in terms of underwriting. So when you go to a Bank of America or Wells Fargo, it's black and white, bro. It's like
they ain't playing.
They're not playing. It is what it is. But when you go to a credit union, they'll work with you. What are you looking for? 25,000. Maybe they might not meet you at 25, but they'll probably meet you at 20,000. Maybe you need 2 products. Maybe you need a line of credit and a credit card. Okay, they're willing to work with you. Versus national banks is very black and white. So what I tell people is before we even get to the business side, we build up that profile, and then we want to start with credit unions, because that's going to help our comparable credit. Comparable credit means when you go to the business side, they're going to say, what are the 2 highest limits that you have on the personal? Based on that plus your profile, that's going to be what they base your limits off of.
Damn. See, that's a lot of information people be skipping over, because they'll try to go to a normal bank, which is Wells Fargo, Chase or something. They're like, I can't get a loan. Yeah, you ain't going to the right places.
Exactly.
Because most of the time when you do get like a car loan, especially like a heftier one, you will go to a credit union.
Absolutely.
You'll get approved from a credit union faster.
Absolutely.
So I see a lot of people do things with like Navy Federal and things like that. Why are those banks so more susceptible to give you some money?
Because of lendworthiness. So credit unions are not for-profit organizations, which means the obligation is the client. Otherwise, we will all go to Wells Fargo's and BOAs. The reason we go to credit unions is because we know they're more susceptible to giving us a big or bad. And some of them, they allow you to do something called double dipping, which means you can get 2 products with just 1 inquiry. So when you go to a Wells Fargo, you apply for every product you apply for, a credit card, a line of credit, you're going to get a new inquiry.
Right.
But 80% of credit unions, they're gonna allow you to use that one inquiry on multiple products.
Tough.
Right? So that's one thing I tell people. And what I tell people is with a Navy Fed, right, before you go apply for that product, bro, you want to build an internal relationship. So everyone knows about your normal credit score, but these credit unions have an internal credit score, right?
Yeah.
So the way you can increase that is they all have something called similar to a pledge loan. So Navy Fed got a pledge loan. DCU, they have a shared savings secure loan. All it is leveraging your money to build a relationship, start building credit within that institute. And now when we go for that credit card, we're getting them 25, them 30, them $35,000 limit.
Because you already did it with them.
Exactly.
So they ain't really worried about the outside because you already built it within.
Exactly.
That's smart.
Exactly.
People miss, once again, these steps are so crucial to getting that real money.
I just had a lady, right?
Yeah.
She had a 780. So people think because they got a good credit score, they could just go get whatever. She's like, why would I pay you to get me funding when I can just do it myself? I said, okay, cool. I got a saying, people cannot pay me to take on their problems. So if you come with stress, I'm good.
Nah, that's
I said,
a good
okay,
one.
Go do your thing. She applied, right? She went out with Chase. She got $3,500. Then she came back and she said, hey, that stuff you're teaching online, I don't know if it works because I only got $3,500.
Right.
I said, it ain't that it don't work, it's that you ain't work it. You ain't know what you're doing. So she turned around, she let us do the funding. We got a $52,000 from Chase alone.
Crazy.
And the difference is not in her credit. The difference is not knowing the steps. She didn't know she had to deposit money into account.
Right.
She didn't know she should have built a relationship. She was missing a couple data points. She didn't know she should have added a trade line to help her age go up, so that would help her overall profile.
Right. So trade lines. So I hear a lot of people talk about trade lines, or like sometimes they tell people to add them onto their credit, whatever, so they get those. How that work?
Great question. So what I tell people is don't treat trade lines like primary accounts. Trade lines, I like to say, they're like the icing on the cake, right?
Right.
It's the last thing you do right before you go for business funding. So what people will do is they'll say, okay, cool, I'm gonna just start my credit, add a couple trade lines, and then I'm good to go. But the banks they're not dumb, right?
Come on now.
They're gonna look at your profile and say, okay,
sure.
these all say AUs. So what I tell you is go add at least 10 primary accounts or build at least 10 primary accounts. That's anything in your name.
Right.
Once you have that foundation and all our other data points are important, utilizations under 20%, no lates, no derogatories, then we go to Trade Line Supply. That's a site that we use for a lot of our clients.
Tough.
Go source a trade line. You can source it two ways. You can source it based on age, right? So if you know that you need more credit age because that's what you're lacking, you can source based on that. If you know you got high utilization, you can also source based on credit limits. So if you go get a $50,000 trade line, that'll drop your overall credit utilization, and now you look more lend-worthy to the banks. So that's when you want to go add a trade line, right before business funding.
Okay, so credit utilization is very important.
Yes.
I learned this a while ago because I got in the game with cars.
Fire.
So I had to learn how to get credit and all this. I came from shit. I didn't know what was going on. They denying the fuck out of me. I'm like, what the hell do I do?
Yep.
And they explained to me, you know what I'm saying, get you a credit card, a secure card, pay it every month, get you some gas and groceries, and I built it up.
Exactly.
So once I got my credit cards, I understood credit utilization. So how important is that? Keep it under how much percent? And that's the start right there.
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Most people get this wrong. On the internet, everybody would tell you, oh, you want to be under 30%.
Right.
That's cap.
Uh-huh.
Because, like you just said, if you went trying to get some cars, you trying to get some credit cards, if you're using up a 30 of credit, I'm not giving you no money. So ideally, what I tell you is you really want to be between 2 and 9% when you're going for funding.
Damn, that's tough now.
It is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a hack. I'm gonna get them a hack on how. But what I tell you is at least be under 20.
When you're going for funding.
When you're going for funding.
Okay, gotcha.
At least be under 20. We can get some. If you want to go get a big bag, between 2 and 9%. So if you got high utilization, right? One of the hacks we use, and I teach my students all the time, is this: you can leverage debt to high debt. And it sounds counterintuitive, right? But this a play all y'all can run. If you have high utilization, I want you to go to something called alternative lending, right? So you go check out like a SoFi.com or you can check out an upgrade.com, right? These are designed to help you consolidate debt.
That's them small cars, right?
No, those are actually personal loans.
Okay.
Yeah, the personal loans.
Gotcha.
Right? Because when it comes to business funding, when it comes to credit utilization, that's specifically just with the credit cards.
Right.
That's not overall debt. So now when we
Got you.
when we go to a SoFi, or we go to an Upbound, or we go to an upgrade, they're gonna allow you to pre-qualify one, so it's not gonna be a hard inquiry.
Right.
And then what happens is, even if you have high utilization, there's a good chance that they'll give you some money. So now we take the money that we got from the personal loan, we pay down the credit card debt.
Bing bong.
Bing bong. And now we go to the business side and get busy.
Now give me some of that.
Give me some of that. And then most people would say, well, D, I don't want any personal debt. Okay, cool. So now that we've hit that credit card debt and we got some business funding, I could take some of the business funding and pay off the personal loan. Now I have no debt on the personal side. Everything's in my business name.
Ah, that's hard.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, because it's kind of, you can separate it, right?
Exactly.
So people have their businesses, have their EINs, but they still don't know how to go get that credit or go use that to go get the things they want.
Exactly.
Can you explain that to people? Because people are like, yeah, I got my motherfucking LLC.
Yeah.
Bitch, you ain't did
You
nothing
ain't
with
did
it.
shit
Don't know
with
what
it.
to do with it. Can you help these motherfuckers, man?
For sure, bro. And he's right on point, y'all. Listen, we're in a time where now people aren't giving out money based off just your EIN unless you got business revenue coming in. So if you got bank statements where you making at least 10, 15,000 a month, you could go, we call it rev-based funding. So you can get funded based off just your bank statements, right? But most times for 90% of people, it's gonna come down to your personal credit profile. So we're doing something called personal guarantoring, which means they're looking at your personal to dictate whether we can get business funding. So y'all gotta have that personal setup. When it comes to the business though, like you said, you wanna make sure you're structured the right way. Make sure you're not just using your cell phone. Make sure you got a proper business address, right? Making sure that you operate like a big business. It's like, what I tell people is, if I hopped out the whip and I had stains on my shirt and I had, hubcaps falling off, and I said, I'm a business coach, come work with me. You're going to be like, hell no.
Man, get the fuck on.
Get the fuck on, right?
We ain't got no business for me.
Exactly. You got business, but not for me.
Yeah.
So it's the same way with the banks, where they're looking at you like, how you want us to give you $30,000? You're not even looking the part. Right? So I tell you, those are some mistakes that you want to avoid when it comes to setting up your business. Then it's all about relationships. The name of the game is relationships, especially in 2025. They're cracking down on new businesses getting high limits. We're still getting new businesses funded, but you got to build that relationship. So what I tell people is deposit some money into your bank accounts. $1,000 or more would be great, but if you could at least do $250 in a bank account to start building that rapport. If you want to strengthen it even more, I say go do some weekly deposits, right? And then I'll say after 4 weeks of consistent bank deposits, bank statements, money going through there, then let's go apply for those products, right? And when it comes to relationships, so most funders or most people, what they do is they go do applications manually. What we do is we leverage banking relationship managers. So we work directly with people at the bank who have power and who have ability. So my clients, we request our limits. We
skip it in line.
Exactly. We try and get 50,000 for this person. Can we do that? What is it looking like? Okay, cool. My rep gets on a quick Zoom call with my client. They do an interaction, make sure that they are who they say they are, make sure that their docs are in order, and then from there they're gonna push them through.
That's tough. So, see that people don't know, like, when you have those relationships, it goes so far.
Everything.
Because, like I said, once again, I come from the car game. So I know, like, if I go to my certain dealership and they know the bank, they know the guy, I'm going to call the guy, get this through.
Exactly.
That's different than just sending an application and waiting by the computer and shit.
Exactly.
They got a guy to talk to.
Exactly.
And also, let me tap in, because once again, my audience come from the cars. So people don't know how to go from like a regular car to the exotics and things like that. How you build that up to get to the big boy cars?
100%. It's I just caught my land, bro. And
congratulations.
I appreciate it. And I wanted it a while ago, but like you said, you got to tear up, right?
Yeah, you got to.
So my first auto loan I ever got was from Digital Federal Credit Union. They had actually given me $50,000 off the rip, because I had really good credit at the time. So I had that, made on-time consistent payments, and then what happens is you have to tear up. My next car was about $85,000, right? But even an $85,000 auto loan, to get my limb, it was pushing it. So you got to keep tearing up in order to be able to do that, because you got to think, it's like, especially with exotics, bro, they're not just giving somebody a $230,000 loan. Like, we got to see that you've handled this credit for a long time. So everything's about building relationships, bro. The car game, credit cards, lines of credit, traditional loans, SBAs, all that.
Right. Yeah, it's very important, because like when I first started and when I got my first car, it was like I got a brand new Challenger. You know what I'm saying? I was so excited. But it was a V6 and shit. I didn't know what was going on. I thought I was
first
going
one.
And they trying to roast me on the internet. Motherfucker, this is a brand new car at the showroom for goddamn.
And I'm from around the way.
What the fuck is y'all mad at? But once I learned the shit, within 6 months, I went to Hellcat.
Get a different
You know what I'm saying? Then I went to Corvette. I kept going up because I knew the tiers. So when I'm trying to tell the people what I was doing, they didn't understand. But I went through that process.
And so you know it. Like, no one can tell you, because you literally been through it.
Yeah, you go through it. And then I'm going to tell you the next level of how me and my dog, we started that shit right on YouTube and understanding the car game. But what changed our lives was we stopped talking about horse. We started talking about credit scores. So that's why credit is so important, because we was coming every day, nigga, with that motherfucking app, your Credit Karma. Nigga, what's your score?
What it looking
nigga,
like?
Yeah, next month I'm coming back, I'm going to beat you.
That's it.
That's the competitive nature that niggas need.
That's the environment niggas
Come on
need,
now.
Bro. You said it on point. You went from talking about horse to talking about credit scores. And niggas don't understand, like, you're not gonna have women problems if you get your money right.
Break that down for them,
For sure. I tell niggas, I've been all three niggas. I've been dead broke, in the middle, and up. And I'm telling you, dating is totally different. Like, niggas always complaining about women nowadays, but the truth is, if you go get your bread right, your woman gonna respect you different.
For sure.
Because at the end of the day, niggas complain about what? Oh, payment. She not contributing. She not. Hold that down. She gonna hold everything else down. Right. You gotta understand, like, niggas are focused on the wrong thing. If you take your focus from the woman and you put it on the money, you're gonna attract more as a byproduct, because now you're more attractive. Who don't want a nigga who getting some money, who focused, who disciplined? That stuff, Everything else is easy. So I tell niggas, don't chase the track.
Yeah,
Don't chase
that's
the track.
very important because you're a magnet to the things that you grow within yourself.
100%.
So if your discipline right, you're gonna attract people with discipline. Your ambition right, it goes hand in hand.
100%.
So when you chasing the wrong things, if you just chasing a woman, that's what you're gonna get. She's gonna be transactional with you because you're chasing her. You're not, nigga. You want her to be magnetized to your greatness.
Exactly.
She gonna see that glow.
And then niggas be mad because they feel like they give so much effort to women. But the truth is, it's like, yo, we in a world where it ain't about just effort. It's about productivity.
For sure.
And it's easy for her to operate in her femininity if she see you on your shit.
Right.
Hey, go take that, baby. Go get your nail, your hair's done.
Right.
Cool. Now everything else is easy. Now you can work. You can be focused.
Right.
You ain't got that stress. Versus when you trying to figure it out. Like when I was figuring this thing out, I wasn't courting. I wasn't spending money because I knew every dollar I was getting, I was putting it back into me.
Right.
Because the more I put it back into me, then the more we made. Now everything else is easier.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, because once you grow yourself, that's the most important product you have on this earth.
Exactly.
So yeah, you can't go wrong with that. People ask me all the time, like, what do I invest in? First time I say it, yourself.
You.
Physically, mentally, monetarily.
100.
That's knowledge. That's understanding how to get money. That's working out what you eat. You know what I'm saying? All that shit. Master that.
How much would you say building your personal brand has changed your life?
Oh man, it's everything.
Everything.
That's what I'm based off of is me.
Everything.
People ask me what I do for a living. Guess what I do? I do me for a living.
Me.
I
That's
monetize
hard.
my everything, motherfucker, and that's what I'm gonna continue to do.
That's it.
You understand me?
Absolutely.
The bag's gonna come rolling in. So back to the business funding, right? Because even me, when I got my big money, I was still using my personal shit.
Yep.
Even though I had mad money in my bank business account, I still didn't know how to operate it.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? So how do you switch that off? Like, okay, let me turn off the personal and let me focus on business.
Great question. So what I tell people is once we're at about $50,000 in personal credit available, in our data point standpoint, don't touch the personal no more. Now we're going all business, right? Because we have the comparable credit, we got the profile, and we got the business structure. So what you want to do is you want to be strategic. There's something called business credit stacking.
Okay.
All right? A lot of people online make it seem difficult. I teach that shit simple. All business credit stacking is understanding what banks are pulling from what bureaus. So for example, can I give you a crowd a full sequence?
Yeah, come on, break it down. They need to eat.
I'm gonna get y'all this, man. I'm gonna get y'all right.
You know what I'm saying? They ask me all this shit all the time. Now I got a motherfucker for y'all gonna break it down to the molecules. You hear me?
Yeah, absolutely. I got y'all. I'm gonna sauce y'all up. So this is a full credit card stacking sequence y'all can run, right? If your credit's in order, all right? If you are someone who you're looking to maximize, you're looking to go get $100,000, you can easily run with this sequence. If you want to start with banks that are going to pull from Experian typically, all right? The reason I start with Experian is because the inquiries are the easiest to remove. We could call in and get those removed, all right? So what I would do is I would go Chase first. The reason I'm going to go Chase first, they got something called a 524 rule, which means if you get more than 5 new credit products within a 24-month period, they're going to deny you. So we're going to start with them. Plus, they got $150,000 in total exposure. So if you're a business owner, I could go get you $150,000 without them asking for documentation.
Tough.
You don't need pay stub, W-2s, none of that. So I'm starting with them always. Second bank I'm going to go to is I'm going to do American Express. They're also going to pull from Experian, and they're going to allow you to get 5 business credit cards with just 1 inquiry. So now we just got 6 business credit cards and only 2 inquiries from Experian only. Then I can also go Navy Fed because most people don't know Navy Fed on the business side pulls from Experian. Right, so now that I got 3 banks across that one bureau, guess what? The banks that pull from Equifax and TransUnion, they don't see those inquiries.
Most definitely.
Right, so now I can go to Experian. I can go to Equifax. I can do the same thing. I go to KeyBank, right? I go to Truist. All right, I can go to Citizens Bank. Now these are something called geo-based lenders, right? Geo-based means they're only lending to people whose businesses are registered in those states.
In the area,
right? But they're giving out that bag. They're giving out some good money.
For sure.
And then if I want to go TransUnion, I want all y'all to type in on Google Elan Financial Banks, ELAN Financial Banks. These are
Write
banks
it down,
that
niggas.
Yep, these are banks that are in your neighborhood. They're local. They're giving out that money. You don't need a business relationship with them. Typically, there's 0% interest for 18 months. And the reason we focus on 0% APR, bro, is because, let's be real, most people, they just starting.
For sure.
So I don't want somebody who's brand new to business getting a 25% interest rate card. Because now they're going to drown before they even swim. If I'm getting you a bag, I'll be like, go crazy because you're not so worried about interest because you know how to
we
flip
gonna pay that shit off right away.
Exactly. Yeah. But a new person, I want to start them with 0% APR. And then y'all can also go check out US Bank and GM Marcus.
Okay.
Right? So that's 9 business credit cards y'all could get. And it's only going to be 3 inquiries on each bureau. And that should be easily $100,000 to go start and grow your business.
That's tough, man. He just gave y'all some ultra free game. It ain't even free because y'all getting some money off that. And speaking of that, those different banks, the different credit pools, once again, the card game, once my homie got into this shit, he showed me that once you get one car within a month, you could get a multiple at the same time. So that's how we blew up our YouTube because I understood that. I get me one bank approve me for 100,000. I mean, damn, I could get approved for 100,000.
Exactly.
So let me go to this bank.
Exactly.
Make sure they approve from a different credit bureau. So boom, you get 3 in a row.
Exactly.
And that turned my shit up. So that was something that was a hack too.
Yep.
I know a lot of people own it now, but can you even explain that process, how that works?
For sure, absolutely. So typically what happens is when you're applying for things, right? Like he talked about auto loan, right? The account does not hit their credit report to the next pay period. So typically it's 30 days, right? So within that time period, what he's saying is he went out and got a whole lot of cars because now he's creating more cash flow off the cars and they don't see the other inquiries. What I tell you is when it comes to the business side, right? Any inquiries that we get can always be removed. So if you took that whole funding sequence I just gave y'all and y'all went crazy, guess what? We could call in and we could get the inquiries removed. And then if you want more funding, we just go back and run more plays.
Run that motherfucker back and run.
Exactly, because the account will never hit your personal credit, only the inquiry, right? So when you go to remove the inquiries, what they're gonna say is, okay, he's disputing the inquiry, but we don't see account attached to it, therefore we're gonna remove it without any questions asked. What I do tell people, though, I won't give them this sauce, is
give it to them.
Anything that you get on the personal side, like any credit cards, do not remove the inquiry unless you don't care about losing that card. Because there's a slight chance that they can remove the account. But when it comes to the business side, we can remove the inquiries every time.
Oh, that's tough.
Yes, sir.
That's tough. So what about like when people have like, bad credit? We talking about repos, we talking about evictions, all that type shit.
Yep.
How can they get that removed? Because that's something that holds a lot of people back. Because, they grow up, they might got their bag up, money up, but they did some shit 5-6 years ago. Damn, it's still on there.
Absolutely.
And it's stagnating them.
Absolutely. No, so what I tell people, what we use is we use an AI software called Metro 2 Compliance. And essentially what it does is it leverages AI to be able to identify what's wrong with the negative, because typically every account needs to meet 5 points of compliance, whether it's a repo, collection, late payment. They all have to meet 5 points of compliance. If they don't meet one of the points of compliance, what the AI does is it populates the letters for them based off what's going on with the account, why it's inaccurate, why it doesn't meet one of the 5 points of compliance, and what we do is we dispute it. What I tell people is typically you want to give credit repairs somewhere between 3 to 6 months. I know a lot of people want it to be red pill right off rip.
Of course.
But your ass had bad credit for years.
Yeah, nigga, relax.
A couple months.
Yeah. You know what you did.
Exactly.
You know what you did last summer.
So that's really how we handle the credit repair side. And then what I tell people is, again, if you do have bad credit, but you have revenue coming in, there's something called revenue-based funding. So one place y'all can check out is ROK Financial, ROK Financial. And what they'll do is typically they want you to be in business at least 6 months. They want you to be generating a minimum of $10,000 or more a month. And have accurate bank statements. As long as you got that, they will fund you based off of that.
Just off revenue.
Just off revenue.
That's tough.
Yep. So you got two options. I tell you, you either gotta have good credit, you get the best interest rates, or if you got bad credit and some money coming in, we can still go get busy.
Oh yeah, that's hard.
Yes,
That's very, very important because, like I say, motherfuckers fuck up their shit early, and now they're trying to play catch up.
Exactly.
And sometimes you ain't got that time to wait for it to pop off.
Exactly.
But if you got the money,
you go run the play.
Right.
Especially if you a get money nigga, like meaning if you already know how to make if you already know how to make money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That helps.
Absolutely.
So also when it comes to like females, right? A guy, will have a woman around and say like, okay, she does this and that. Is it important, you feel like, that your woman has good credit also, if she's gonna be around you?
I think it is important. I think it is very important. I think it's also situational, bro. Like for example, right? I dealt with a woman one time and she was coming out of college, right? And what happened was she was the person in her family who had everything down. Bills in her name, holding down the family, coming out of college, behind on debt. But I told her, okay, you got bad credit now. That's cool. But if in a year from now your shit's still bad, that's problematic, right? So if you're a woman and you're younger, you're learning, you're coming from a situation, you got to prioritize that because that's everything, right? Because like at the end of the day, as the woman, it's definitely essential that your credit be right? Because in that area, there's going to be things that, hey, we might have to go in on. And it sets the foundation for what you're about. I feel like credit is a representation of a person to an extent. How responsible are you? How detailed are you? And I feel like for a woman, it's very important for them to be attentive to detail because as niggas, we just get money. We hungry, we the hunters. So your woman got to be, got to be privy to the details. Oh shit, my blinders is off. Okay, my woman could pick up on that. So I feel like it's one of those things. It's not what you do, but who you are. And credit tells a little bit of a story about a woman.
Yeah, it kind of does. And I ain't gonna lie, I be asking women that. Let me see your credit karma before you even think we gonna get serious. Let me see your inquiries, bitch. What you been trying to get? You know what I'm saying? Where you been going? Hold on, let me see what's your last 3 cars. You understand me?
What it
like I need to see you. You know what I'm saying? You just can't jump in the pool with the shark and you ain't goddamn swim with the guppies before. I need some money. I'm running bitches credit just like goddamn Rolls Royce. You know what what I'm saying? I need to know, man.
Sure.
So boom, you said you just got your Lambo.
Yes, sir.
What was that feeling, man? What was that process for you to get there, man?
Man, it felt good, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like I told you, man, 2.5 years ago was dead broke at
Yeah.
mom's crib, bro. And you know, I always knew I was gonna get on, but I didn't know it would come this fast.
Facts.
But a nigga, I just be working. Like I just be working, head down, head down. I moved to Atlanta about 2 years ago. And just been grinding, bro. So when I had wanted the land, but like you said, the tears, you gotta tear up. You know what I'm saying?
They talking about crying, man.
Exactly. You can't just finesse the land. You gotta really be on point. So
they got to see it.
They got to. So it felt good, bro. It's been surreal. And I tell people it's this, because a lot of people like, you know, be like, oh, it's not a good investment. Bullshit.
Right.
But what we do, it's a great investment. I made my down payment back in the first 3 days.
You gonna do that?
It's a conversation starter.
Yeah.
People want to know, like we talked about the banks and we compared it to like if I looked crazy. But now you pull up in that land, it's a statement.
Yes.
Okay, what do you do? How do you do it?
Right.
God, can you help me? Right. Because where we from around the way. Niggas ain't never seen. Where I'm from, we didn't see Lambos.
No.
I'd never seen a Lambo back
No.
home from Boston, and to have it now, it's like, damn. Okay, touch it. Obtain it, cause I used to rent them. Like I'll come out to Miami,
you got
rent
to
them
touch
for the
it. It's
weekend.
manifestation.
Exactly, and I feel like that shit's so real. And I tell people manifest, but make sure you go do the work.
That's the most important part.
That's the most important
See, don't be
part.
sitting in the house, goddamn, in the Buddhist pose and humming and shit, and you ain't getting your funky ass up and going to grind.
Exactly.
That's the most component,
That's
most
everything.
important component to the manifestation.
Exactly.
All this thinking and I've been praying all that.
That
Hey man,
shit
we don't
ain't
hear
it.
all that.
Exactly.
I've been playing soundtrack music and goddamn drinking coffee and teas and eating on
Facts.
the roots and shit. If you ain't getting your crystal holding
ain't
ass
mean
up
shit.
and grinding, you gonna be worse than you were.
Exactly.
So get your stinking ass up right now and go get
Put
it.
in that work.
Yeah, and then once again, touch, feel, and then and know that it's possible.
Absolutely.
Yes. And I've been doing that shit forever, so I know it works. But the grind was more impeccable than anything.
It's everything.
Yeah,
bro.
all
and
that.
one thing you learn, I don't know if you feel this way, but I feel like every time like you cop something new,
Yep.
or you get something new, it's lit for like that first month.
It's
it
a month.
feels surreal, but then you realize like the process was really
That's it.
That's the part. And we be so quick to like, oh, I just need to get there. I need to get to my goal. But I realized like the process is lit.
Oh, that's the beauty
That's
of it.
the beauty of it,
especially
bro.
like for us, we're on social media, so we can show others.
Exactly.
Once again, everything we learned was in books and documentaries, so it's testimonial. So we're writing our books, we're writing these documentaries for others to watch, and we show them in a way.
Exactly.
Especially you giving people the schooling and you teaching them at the same time, you showing them.
Exactly.
So it's bigger than just what we know.
Exactly.
So that's why it's fleeting when we get the goal, because
Yes.
no, it's not the goal.
It's the
the
process.
journey and the process
Absolutely.
and the teaching that you're giving these people.
100%.
We are influencers. We have influence. These numbers is real. These are hundreds. This is countries that follows you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like if these people is outside, they gonna call it the SWAT team.
For real.
You know what I'm saying?
That
So
ass.
they fuck with us. So it's like people got to dig deeper into what they truly doing
100%.
and what you asking for.
100%.
Because once you ask for something and you get it, you'll realize like, damn, this shit is not all it cracked up to be. And this is what I pray for and work for. So make sure you're intentional in what
Exactly.
you go after.
Intentional.
Very intentional.
Exactly.
And so when you have a situation like you, building credit and things, you can have all this money and all this opportunity, but what you gonna do with it?
What are you gonna
So
do?
that's the next step. When people get this credit, get this business funding, what should they do with it?
That's a great question, bro. And that's honestly why I built the education company, because I realized I was getting niggas the bag and people were fumbling it.
For sure.
Niggas, I'm like, what you about to do with it? Yo, I'm about to go get this new Louis. Nah, you're out of pocket. You
Stop.
already. I don't even want to get you funded now.
Right.
Because you're gonna be in more debt. So what I
Right.
so what I realized is people really need guidance, because most people think, and we talked about how 80% of businesses fail due to lack of money.
Yep.
But a nigga who don't know how to make money, if you just give them money, they're not gonna go make money.
Hell no.
I seen this quote. It said, if all the money in the world was spread out amongst everybody evenly, it would be right back in the hands of the people who got the money.
Right away.
And the reason why is because it's not about what you do, it's about who you have to become.
Yeah.
And most people don't get it. If you're not disciplined, if you're not consistent, if you don't understand investing in yourself, you're not gonna win. I don't care how many banks I give you, how many plays, because it's about who you have to become. So what we do now is, I tell people, the first thing you should do when you get the funding, you need to get a mentor.
Yep.
The first thing, because it's like, you need a GPS to get you where you want to get you faster. And the reality is you're either not going to get it on your own, right? Because you don't know what you don't know. Or you're going to get there, but it's going to take you too long. I say, why get rich slow if you can get rich fast?
Facts.
So if I wanted to start a podcast and I see Mr. Organic going crazy, growing his shit, I'm not going to try to go, I'm going to buy the wrong cameras.
Yep.
I'm going to have the fucked up mics.
Yep.
I don't know how to book good guests. So guess what? Now it's going to take me longer and it's going to cost me more money.
Real
so the
shit.
first thing you should do is get a mentor. The second thing I tell you to do is you really want to build a good product or service, because good products or service make selling easier. Everyone wants to worry about marketing first, And don't get me wrong, marketing is everything.
Most definitely.
But a good product makes it easier. Like my product sells itself now.
Yeah.
We done help so many people. You could go on my IG, see how many plaques we're giving out. It's easier to sell now. Then once you do that, the third thing I tell you is go spend some money on marketing.
Got to do that.
Go spend all the money.
All the money on marketing. Yeah.
I'm talking about go broke marketing.
You have to.
You have to. Bro.
I've done it numerous times. You know what I'm saying?
It always comes
but
back.
it always comes back.
Always.
Because once you learn how to do something, it doesn't matter if it goes away.
Exactly.
You can get it back.
Exactly.
But your equity you built, that sweat equity and that foundation you made is already there.
It's forever, too.
All them it's already sitting out there. You can never take it away.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And then, of course, you got that grind behind you. You're going to keep moving forward.
You're going to keep going.
Yeah, people don't know the importance of that shit. They playing around, and they shouldn't be playing. They should be paying attention. So what happens is people will see another person go up, go down, and they just laughing instead of paying attention. What did they do wrong?
Exactly.
Okay, what did they do right? How did they get up there initially? That's the components they miss.
Exactly.
And that's what I always paid attention to. So that's very important. And then, of course, your product speaks volumes. If you're coming in wrong, you're going to come out wrong.
Exactly.
So if you got a good product, that's going to keep you around regardless. And once you have that and you understand that, you learn it, you can speak it and live it, then you put it to the world. So how you're coming across, you know your product.
Exactly.
So now you're ready to market it.
Ready to market.
If you had no good, you be up there fumbling.
Exactly.
Man, get your dumb ass out here. Hey, brother, I can do so much with the talk, brother. Goddamn, you don't know what you're talking about.
You don't know what you're even talking about.
What you here for? But you know what you're doing.
Absolutely.
So you ready.
Absolutely.
And now the world going to be receptible to it because they need this shit, bro.
Absolutely.
That what kept us back for so long. We never had these components. This shit just coming around the last 5-6 years.
Crazy to think about, right?
We just got this.
Crazy.
I could imagine them niggas back in the 90s, dope boy niggas had that. They be credited all this.
Didn't know about nothing. Still making it happen. And I say now's the easiest time, bro. I'm gonna be honest, like, if you're not making no money in this time, there's something wrong.
Yeah.
Like, you just don't want it because we're in an info era. We're in an information era. You could go to college, people paying $30,000 a year over 4 years, that's $120 in debt. To come out and make $50,000 at a job, be pissed off.
Yeah.
You could pay a nigga 5-10 bands and learn a skill that could pay you forever.
No question about
Forever.
it. And give you the service. So not only do you give people the understanding to build their own shit?
100%.
Because I'm thinking you do that too, right?
Yeah, so we coach. Yep. So our coaching company, what we do is we teach you how to run a 6-figure funding company part-time.
Crazy.
Yeah, we help over 60 people now make 6, and we have helped 2 people make 7 figures now. And what I tell people is success leaves clues. So really what we done is my whole process, we're now teaching people how to duplicate that.
Right.
How do you onboard people? How do you qualify people? How do you actually fund them? How do you build a relationship with banking relationship managers?
Yeah.
What are the steps? So now what happens is all you have to do is duplicate the process that's already worked. You don't have to guess on nothing, right?
Tough.
So essentially what I tell people is even if you work a job, like one of our students, they just quit their job last month.
Man.
He was making $200,000 a year at his job. He quit because he made $120,000 in 10 weeks.
Damn right.
2.5 months doing this, right? So it's something that anybody, whether you already have a company, whether you're new in entrepreneurship, you can start. And if you already have something in motion, it's even easier. Another one of my students, he did $85,000 in a month, right? What he did is he already had his own gym.
Tough.
So he came and learned the funding game, and now his clients from his gym, everybody needs funding, right? So he helps a lot of small business owners. So now he's getting them all funding, and it's just an add-on. So the way I tell people the best way to build your funding company is partnerships, leveraging other people.
Right.
And a few ways you could do that is my saying, the acronym is who has my money.
Right.
Now we sell money, so everybody want money. So
yeah, everybody want to buy the money.
People be like, yeah, if you want people to like you, go sell ice cream. I say, nah, go start a funding company.
Oh, most definitely.
Everybody like the person who get them money. But what I tell you is partner. For example, we partner with a lot of credit repair specialists. Because a lot of credit repair specialists, they don't know funding. Right. Tax companies are getting people their taxes back.
Right.
What do people want after get their tax business? Start my LLC. Get some money.
Yeah.
So we partner with them, send us the work, we'll get them funded, and then we kick them back a percentage.
Tough.
So the way we get paid is 10% commission. So it's a win-win business because I don't get paid nothing if I don't get the client nothing.
Eat what you kill.
Exactly. So I go get them $100,000, $10,000 payout. If they were referred to me, I'll kick the referral back 1 to 2%, which would be out of $100,000, $1,000 to $2,000.
Yeah.
But who the hell is denying $2,000 just for sending somebody work?
Right.
There's some people who ain't making that in a week at their job.
No question.
Right. And all you got to do is send the work. So that's one of the easiest ways to build your business. You don't even need a big social media. I know how people make $300,000 a year who got less than 1,000 followers.
Of course.
Because people will look at me, they'll look at you, and they say, oh, they could do it because they got big social medias. Not knowing we started at zero.
For sure.
But the point is, if you understand relationships, you'll never ever be broke.
And then on top of that, it doesn't matter what your numbers are; it's who really engaging.
Quality.
Yeah, it's quality, man. Exactly. It ain't important unless you supporting. Like all that shit look good.
Exactly.
Like, who really fucking with you?
Who really buying?
Who listening to you?
Exactly.
Who really, you know what I'm saying, rock with you? And that's the most important thing. So if your product is right and your delivery is right, you could get 300 people at that 1,000. You Gucci.
Gucci.
You know what I'm saying?
300 people.
Yeah.
Most people think, 300 followers, but if I put most people in front of 300 people, they
they gonna pass out.
Exactly.
They gonna pass out like a motherfucker. Like they say, 100 men versus one gorilla. Go line up 100 motherfuckers. You think a gorilla gonna kill all these people? Stop it. Like this be for y'all know what 100 people look like? Grown men.
Facts.
But people don't live in reality, brother. They don't know real numbers. You know what I'm saying? I try to help people with that shit. But no, so even the people with small followings, they could build their own company.
100%.
People with big followings, you already got big money. Yeah, add to it.
Add to it.
What you already got. That's a brilliant situation here.
100%.
You can't go wrong.
Can't lose.
What's going on right now with the housing market? I know that's kind of difficult to get funded for that because one of my homies, when he got his crib, he went through a lot of shit just to get that crib. Like, you know, just show him all this. It's a big process.
Honestly, I'm gonna be real. That's a good question. I haven't really dealt with a lot of people getting them like approved for houses and stuff specifically, but I know they're looking for a lot of paperwork. I'm gonna be real. The whole banking system right now, documentation. If your shit's not right, they are tightening up on everything.
They're not playing them.
Even traditional loans now, they're asking for 2 years tax returns.
Crazy.
All of these docs. So I tell y'all, make sure you prioritize your personal credit. If you want to hear you got bad credit, you need to get it started now. And I know most people be talking about, you know, I don't want to pay, but it's like, you're going to pay. You're going to pay life. Life going to cost you way more than $1,000 every month.
Right.
You go get you a car, you got a 2009 Honda, you paying $500 a month for it. That's costing your ass, right?
Yeah.
You going out, you trying to, even jobs now, they're looking at your credit. So I tell you, like, credit is the foundation for everything. And if you're trying to save money at your job to build a business in 2025, you're cooked. It's slow. Because by the time you done stack $10,000, $20,000, guess what? The next wave done went out and then came through, and now you're behind.
And on top of that, that $10,000, $20,000 inflation done hit, so they ain't got the same leverage.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying too. Like even with that, when I'm just gonna save this money, you're not saving shit. Inflation done went up. That shit done went down.
You're losing money.
You're losing money by trying to save some money.
Facts.
You got to put this shit to work.
And you can't bet on yourself. Like for example, by the time I done tried something 10 times, a person that's saving their money, they just getting started one time.
Right.
Who you think gonna win? I done already failed, fucked up, figured it out, and now we on it, we shaking and moving, and you still trying to stack this money, and if it don't work out because you didn't save enough, now you gotta trade another 40 hours to go try to attempt to bet on yourself one time. It's too much. I failed 6 different times before this shit popped off.
Of course.
6 different businesses, so I understand every situation of what it's like. You stacking from another business, you trying to put it into this business, it don't work. You gotta leverage credit. Most people cannot save $50,000 in their life.
Fuck no.
I can show you how to go get $50,000 a week. Why would you not take advantage of that?
Yeah.
You know?
Why not? That's an easier play. And then on top of that, you got the resources to try because you got a person that could put you on a path for that.
Exactly.
So, pardon me, man.
Yeah, you got.
But it's very important that people understand like these credit cards and its interest rates.
Facts.
Can you explain that to them? Because even like car loans too, you'll get a car, you get a credit card. Oh, I got this money, I got this car, but you ain't paying attention to your interest rate.
Exactly. That's
you know what I'm saying? You ain't paying down the principal on shit.
You just paying the interest.
Come on now.
That's a great point. So when it comes to what I tell you is if you're new, prioritize 0% interest. The reason why is because you're only gonna have to pay 1% minimum a month. So on let's say $20,000, you only got to pay $200 every month, and it goes towards the actual principal, not just interest, right?
That's
because
big.
during that 0% APR period. But I want y'all to be cognitive and understand after the 0% interest period is up, that thing gonna spike.
Don't jump.
Between 20 and 26%. So make sure you're aware of that, which is why I tell you have a plan before getting funding. Because if you don't got a plan, you go get some 0% interest funding, and now you sit on it 8 months, you done damn near wasted half the time when now the interest is gonna start accruing when you just start your business.
Yeah.
So have a plan, go get a mentor so you can hit the ground running as soon as you get this funding. For non 0% interest credit cards, what I tell you to do is even when you start with credit unions, bro, typically the interest rate isn't too high. It might be somewhere between 6 and 11%, which isn't crazy, right? But like you said, on auto loans, they can range. And I've had auto loans. My first one at DCU, it was before pandemic. No, during pandemic. I think it was like 4.2.
Yeah.
Now it's a little up. I think it's like 6-7%, even at like a Navy, Fed. But these are crucial
all of them like that.
because you want to know how much you're paying per month. And like he said, some of us, we just paying the minimum on that interest, but it's not going towards no principal. And your ass is wondering why your shit never go down. Right?
It's very important.
Yeah.
And you just be sucking a cycle. You be like, I'm paying this shit every month, but you like, nigga, why my balance ain't moving?
Exactly.
Damn. So you be like, damn. And you just, especially if you got automatic payments.
Exactly.
And you ain't paying no attention. You be 3 years and paid it. You be like,
same thing. Ain't shit
fuck,
moved.
I'm still paying on this shit.
Facts.
I remember something happened to me not too long ago, like 2 years ago. And because I had a Best Buy card. I had like 20-something thousand on that bitch. And I was going and buying all the cameras and shit when I was doing my blog and shit. So I had a big ass, limit on that joint. But I always said, get it, pay it off. I wasn't giving a fuck. And then I stopped using it. Right? I don't know how this shit worked, but I wasn't using it for like a year or something. And I had a chick, and she was like moving in. I was like, I'm gonna get you motherfucking TV. I'm gonna get you. I didn't give a fuck. What you want?
Get it right.
I'm gonna hook you up. You know what I mean? Because I know I had that motherfucking 20,000.
To stay out.
Whatever you want. We in this motherfucker like get the motherfucking 90. They get this around. Right. What do you want, baby? You want the laser disc? Don't use that no more, baby. I want to just have it for nostalgia purposes, right? Put it all this shit. Put it on the counter. Boom. I'm like, go ahead, run that. Boom. They run it. Boom. Denied. I'm like, huh? We'll run it again. Motherfucker, give me the number. Let me call them.
Let me look.
Hey, stay right here, babe. I want you to hear this shit. I call the people. They're like, you have this much left. I'm like, huh? They're like, yeah. I'm like, no, yeah.
This can't be right?
So what happened is they dropped my shit.
Limits, yeah.
If
you don't use it. If you don't use it, you lose it.
What the fuck is that about?
That's just a lot of banks are doing that, especially now. So what I tell people is, like you said it earlier. You mentioned it. You always want to set up at least every credit card on at least bills, right?
Yes.
Because what they're thinking is this: if you're not utilizing the credit that they're giving you, why would we extend you more, or why would we let you have this much?
Right.
You're a risk because you're not using it.
Yeah.
So what I tell you is set up. I don't care if it's a light bill. I don't care if it's your Comcast, your cell phone bill. Set up at least one bill, so every month we have some motion, right?
Yeah.
I've had that happen on plenty of cars where you don't use it at first. When I was first learning, when you're not using it, you're gonna lose it. So make sure you set those up. And what I want people to know is this, because a lot of people make the mistake of not understanding their due date and their statement day, right?
For sure.
So
break that down. I done been there too.
Me too. That's how I learned it. So a lot of us, we're trying to keep our credit card debt low, or we're trying to get our utilization low. But what happens is you go out and you pay down everything on your due date. And then what happens is people utilize their card the next day, not knowing that your statement date is typically somewhere between 7 and 12 days after the due date.
Right.
But the statement date is much more important because whatever your credit is reporting on that statement date, that's what's going to report to the credit bureaus.
Yeah.
So at one time when I first started, I was paying my thing off on the due date, then I was going back out and using it, but my credit card utilization wasn't dropping. I'm like, what the hell going on? But I realized it's the wrong date, right? So all y'all make sure you understand the difference between your statement and your due date, and make sure you move accordingly so your utilization don't go up.
Yeah, man, because I used to do that all the time. Like I'm just paying it, like the monthly guarantee payment, whatever. But that's on the due date, not the statement date. So you'll go in once again to the car situation. You be like, man, I know I done paid this shit right. I paid on the due date. You go in there, be like, nah, it's your utilization too high. Oh, what the fuck? I thought I paid this off. I gotta wait a whole nother month and shit. And I wanted this shit right now.
We're gonna play right now.
Yeah, I'm ready now. I done talked this shit already. I'm about to get this motherfucker that embarrass me.
Yeah.
So man, it's crucial.
Absolutely.
Like these small things, man, they're like a change. What? 100%. A major difference. So what's the best bank somebody could walk into, like get the most amount of money right now today?
Right now, or personal or business? I got
personal first.
All right. Listen, what I tell you is this: if you're looking to get some money right now, start with pre-qualified banks. So what pre-qualified means is they're gonna let you know if you have an offer before getting inquiries. So y'all can go check out Dover, y'all can check out Nassau, y'all can check out Wings Federal Credit Union. And you can also check out Truist. All right, so you're gonna go fill out a pre-qualified, and it's gonna let you know not only if you're qualified, but it's also gonna let you know for how much.
Yeah.
Right. So that's fire because now we can start doing math before even having to get any inquiries. Because when you get an inquiry, now you gotta go remove them. Might take a couple of days. This way, they're gonna give you out that bag. So these are all credit unions. So typically, you're gonna start off $20,000 to $25,000. If we're talking about the business side, what I tell people is I want y'all always to start with Chase. You know why? Because Chase gonna give you that money. We done got people literally $85,000 limits on one card.
Damn.
From Chase, right? No doubt. Meaning they not asking you for W-2s, bank statements, none of that.
Oh, that's heavy.
Yeah. So I'm gonna tell you start with Chase. They giving out that money, and then also GM Marcus. GM Marcus is good because it's one of the only business credit cards that has a pre-qualified or a soft pull, which means they don't give you a hard inquiry to see if you have the approval. So those are some banks on the personal and the business side y'all can go to right now and get some money. And a lot of people worry about new money,
right?
But if you already got relationships at some places, you can go ask for a credit limit increase. For example, if you have a Discover card, you can ask for a credit limit increase right in the app. All right, if you have a Navy Fed credit, you can ask for a credit limit increase. American Express, credit limit increase. So we'll always worry about, man, this new money. Some of us, we got products right there that we can go ask for a credit limit increase.
Facts.
Yep.
Know what I went crazy on and got a crazy limit on? And I was, it's like every 3 months you could go ahead and re-up that credit limit. that motherfucking Apple credit card.
Apple credit card.
Ooh, that bitch right on the app.
They be running it, yeah.
That bitch, I was binging that shit.
Every 60, 90 days.
There you go.
Yeah.
Every 69 days, I pay that bitch off. I'm coming back. Boom, 20.
More.
Boom, 25. Boom. I'm like, oh shit, I was running that bitch
they
up.
giving it up.
And that bitch, and I was overseas with it too, so I didn't have like that extra overseas like fee, which is crucial because I didn't know nothing about that. I'm out there spending my regular money and shit using my card. You getting whooped for the international fee on top of that.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
Nah, it is.
But that Apple card, and it's dope too, because that bitch, that motherfucker.
The platinum.
That motherfucker got some weight on it.
Yeah.
Apple card, man. Y'all, and it's right in your phone. It's right in your iPhone. You can apply right now, right?
Literally, you can apply right now, and you can get that with a soft pull. Meaning, there's an inquiry play, and I'm gonna talk about this over my 5-day, but I'm gonna show y'all y'all can get the Apple card without even getting an inquiry.
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah, and it's dope because you get a lot of cash back and rewards. And a lot of people don't realize when you're using your debit card, bro, you're not getting nothing for it.
Yeah,
you're just using money.
Yeah.
But when you're using these credit cards, you gotta look at cash back terms. You gotta look at rewards. Like for me, bro, I don't even pay for flights. Like I ain't paid for a flight in like a year and a half. And why? Because in my business, what we do is I run ads and I use these cards right here. These are my Amexes, right? We got the gold.
Goddamn, we got the gold motherfuckers, Centurions.
And these just a couple. Like
we coming in motherfucking portfolio.
8, right.
Yeah.
So what we do is when we spend money on advertisement, Facebook ads, we get 4x points.
Yep.
So 4x points means all those points are going towards my Amex. Now I can either get cash from it or I can just leverage it for hotels and flights.
Yeah.
So now we travel for free. I ain't paid for a flight in over a year
because
I'm utilizing money to things I'm already gonna do.
Yeah, people don't really read the like rewards they get. They don't know what they're getting because once again, the Apple card, once you use it, they give you percentage back.
Exactly.
They go right to your Apple Pay.
Exactly.
So I was making money by using money, by paying money. So I mean, I don't know too much about it, but I knew enough. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to know everything that you need to know about credit, personal, and business, man, make sure you hit my dog up. Can you explain to him how to get in touch with you, my brother?
For sure. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you a link, bro. And everyone who come through my guy, Mr. Organic, I'm gonna give y'all a discount. I'm doing a 5-day virtual boot camp where I'm gonna be showing y'all how to get access to funding. I'm gonna show y'all how to run a 6-figure funding company, and I'm gonna show y'all how to run it up online, leveraging this credit. So to that, you can go to www.credittoimpact.com/bootcamp, or I'm gonna drop the link in this
all the links below in the description.
And we're gonna get you right, man. Make sure y'all follow me on all platforms at Darius Benders, Darius Benders. We giving out free game every single day. So I got people come on my free page, my page, and they go get funded. And we're doing live funding on the boot camp too. So make sure y'all there.
When is the boot camp?
It's gonna be June 9th through the 13th. Anybody who come from Mr. Organic, it's only gonna be $47, and y'all gonna get to ask me questions for an hour every single day.
Tough, yeah. This is gonna be up by that time. So make sure I hit him up. Tell him Mr. Organic send you. Get your money right, man. I'm up out here, man. Keep it pure. Make sure you believe in yourself like you believe in God. Take leaps of faith. Take risks. You ain't gonna make it out of this motherfucker alive. So you better live now. You know, go after everything you could dream of. When you was a kid, you wanted this, right? You was a kid, you wanted that. Yeah, you can have all that if you go for it. Believe. Take that motherfucking time to learn your credit. Take that time to grind. You understand me? It's SRTF, from the seed to the root to the tree to the fruit. We're gonna keep it organic, just like the planet. It's Mr. Organic. I'm out. Bam.
Let's get it.
Yeah.